name is Brahma Kamoko, aka Buko Banku. Keep watching Emmanuel TV. It's the best solution of the country. Okay. I, Banku, fresh. This is Emmanuel TV. Keep watching me, YouTube and everywhere. Say Banku about.
A level of performance that allows us to win the game.
Sure.
Dennis, after drawing in the first two games, what did you correct? How did you prepare this game against Mozambique?
We only drew the second game, didn't we?
Oh yeah, you lost the first one.
No, it's important for us. I think if we look at the performance from the second game in comparison to the first game, the performance was better. So we just need to look at the game, analyze it, go over it as a team, look at things that went well, that were better, and things that we can still do better. And hopefully we can just keep growing and put on a good performance tomorrow.
First question.
I think we are all aware that this is a situation that we would rather not be in. We would rather have more points, and we feel certainly from the performance and the goals that we conceded that we should be in a better position, but we are not. So the conversation is not difficult. This is a game we have to win. The level of performance, I think the players, and I think most people appreciate that the level of performance in our game against Egypt was better than our level of performance in our first game with Cape Verde. So the players know what it will take to get a result. There are no easy games in this tournament, and we will come up against a Mozambique team also knowing that they have to win the game. So we have to be physically and mentally prepared for this, and the players know this.
Le rouge, celui qui a rouge.
Sati Shaper in Powers magazine for Chris. No doubt you know the history of Ghana being the African team of the 1960s and having won the tournament 4 times. Does that put more pressure on you to perform here, or do you just see it as, well, I'm here now, this is what we have to do, and just carry on, or is that pressure actually helping you?
No, I think of the pressure that you go into every tournament with. I don't think it's a reflection of the past. There isn't anybody that's associated with the Black Star that's not conscious of the trophies that we have won and the dominance in the past that the team has shown in this competition. But this is a different year. There is always pressure. There's always pressure if you are a Black Stars head coach. There is always pressure if you are a Black Stars player. This comes with the game. But, we have a group of players, as does every team, that go into pressurised games at club level, albeit to win the league, or to make sure they stay in the league, or to stay in a cup competition, to stay in a European competition. So levels of pressure as head coach you're used to, and also the players. And it comes with the job, and you have to accept it, and you have to welcome. I think as regards what happened 2 years ago, some players here were, of course, involved in that, and some not. But what players get used to over a period of time, and remember, this is a huge world tournament. But players get used to in their careers bouncing back from defeats, trying to improve their game, and trying to put what was in the past in the past. Our concentrations have all been about looking forward, and I think if you are concentrating too much on what happened in the past in a particular game, then you can let it affect your preparation, your thinking going into this game. We just have to think of the last game and the improvement in the last game and reaching the same levels or the correct levels to win a football match. And we appreciate the past very much, but we can only think about what's in front of us now, and that will be a tough game tomorrow.
Ici, un jaune. Un jaune, celui qui a un jaune. Voilà. No, you, please.
Thank you very much. I'm Ashimeru, the Scanning TV Ghana. Coach, the last game, after the game, we saw Majeed Ashimeru coming off. Yesterday, PFA gave us updates on Majeed Ashimeru. What is his situation at the moment? Is he fit to play tomorrow? And if he's unable to play, are you ready to give Richmond Lamptey, who is yet to be added to the name of this one, a chance to play against Mozambique? Thank you.
So the update on Majeed is that we are still assessing him, but the signs are good. He will train today, and the signs are good that he will be fine. This was a situation in the game where we had to bring him off. He'd received a kick in training before that, and a consequence of that meant as he started to get into the latter part of the game, he was feeling it. As regards Richmond Lamptey, he's very much part of the squad, and the fact he's part of the squad, everybody has an opportunity. You know, we constantly talk about how difficult it is to pick a team, to pick a bench, and to leave players out. And this is the responsibility of myself and the technical staff. But Richmond has been a big part of our squad, as has everybody else. And that means that they all put themselves always into consideration to be involved. Yes, I've spoken to him. And I'll go back to what I originally said after the game. Is that it is an emotional game, and as a head coach, you have to make these decisions, and you hope you make more right decisions than not. But this is a decision that we made at the time. This was never a reflection on the individual, because apart from being a very good footballer, he's also a very good individual, a very good team player. So yes, I have spoken to him, and obviously conversations are always private between head coach and player. But yes, this was a necessity for me to be able to speak to him as soon as I could. And I can tell you, it wasn't that evening, because still there are a lot of emotions in the game. But the first opportunity that I had the next day to speak to him, I have.
My name is Ashimeru from Media Journal. My question to Dennis. Dennis, in our two previous games against Qatar and also Egypt, we did consider goals being created by individual errors. I want to understand, as players, mentally, is there any issue affecting you guys leading to these errors, or you think the pressure to perform better in this tournament is leading to this error? Are there much demands on you guys? That is why you've been committing all these errors in our previous games?
Yeah, it's true that maybe, let's say, 3 of the 4 goals we conceded we could have avoided, but yeah, this is part of sports and football in general, and we don't blame any individuals. If we said in dressing room as well, we win together, we lose together. I don't think it's due to the pressure. It's just sometimes at this level you make certain decisions, and if you make the wrong decision, then yeah, it can be fatal. And unfortunately for us, it's been fatal on a few too many occasions. But I don't think this is creeping into people's heads. I think we need to learn from it, and then in the upcoming game try to avoid the smallest mistakes, and maybe not take too much risk to avoid any unnecessary goals against.
I think we have a group of players that I think are very aware of the past and very aware of the moments in AFCON where we did very well and then the moments in AFCON where we didn't do very well. So I think they are all aware of that. But that's not the motivation. The motivation is that we know the position we are in now. There is not one person associated with the Black Stars, and if I'm speaking about the players, there is none of the 27 players that we have here that want to be eliminated from this tournament. We are very conscious as a group what that means. What that means to the team, what that means to the football association, the environment and the country. We are very, very aware. So what happened in the past can be a reference point, but by far the most important point is that we have a very tough game tomorrow that will see us, if we get the right result, the winning result, will see us making sure that we qualify from the group, and that is the biggest incentive that the players need to know, and the biggest incentive that they are all aware of.
Hello. Okay, my name is Ibrahim, freelancer from Ghana. Coach, please, in our last game, we had to rely on the brilliance of Mohammed Kudus for our 2 goals. We hardly created any opportunities apart from those 2 goals. Going into this game, there's a likelihood that Mozambique will be targeting on how to cut off Mohammed Kudus from the game. Have you done any work on how to create any other chances apart from relying solely on Mohammed Kudus for our chances and goals?
Mohammed is a player that's playing in very good form at the moment. Of course, he scored the 2 goals, but we also have to take into account that we were also playing against a very, very good team, a team that would be one of the favourites to lift this trophy. I think a team that the last time they won it, I think conceded 2 goals in the whole of this tournament. So it's about scoring goals wherever that comes from. And what we want is to be able to create more opportunities for the team as a whole. The goal before we scored, of course, was from a set play, from a corner, which is an area that we hadn't scored too many goals from. So it doesn't really matter where the goals come from. We prepare ourselves the exact same way going into this game as the last game and the last game. And
thank you.
But firstly, in any relation to social media, I am not on social media myself, so I would have to say most things I don't see, but I have a head of media that obviously informs you of anything that is put on there or we see. In reference to the particular player, it is the same reference to all the players. I would be very surprised if there is any player in the squad that is happy that he's not playing. You want a competitive squad, you want players to be pushing, and you want players to be disappointed that they are not in the squad. This is, for me, a normal emotion and a normal reaction from players. As regards the individual himself, Daniel is an extremely good professional that trains well, always wants to make himself available, and a player of great experience. But he's also a valuable member of this squad and has been in this squad for a long time. As head coach, you use the opportunity to speak to as many players as you can. it's not always easy. We have 27 players, and our workload between the games is quite a heavy workload as regards the analysis work that we do, the video work that we do. But we try and spend as much time as we can speaking to all the individual we can. And yes, Daniel is one that I've spoken to regarding him not starting in the 2 games. But Daniel is one of 27 players, and we have to try and communicate with the players the best way that we can. But as you can imagine, we can never speak with all of the players all of the time. But we try the best that we can.